Standing in there in the sprint car pits with Bobby Allen in from the World of Outlaws tour right now. I guess they're not racing anywhere right now, are they, Bob?
Yeah, they're running Knoxville, Iowa tonight. I've been running all around. The All-Stars went to 4,000 to win, and so I've been running. They had a lot more races, and I was glad I went out Wisconsin and Ohio to run them because in Indiana, because Houston rained out, and so it worked out to my benefit because I got 3 or 4 more races in on them, and I kind of run all around this part of the year anyway. And the Outlaws are in Knoxville tonight, and I'll run here tonight, and I'll go to Speed Weeks, and I'll join back up with them. I always go wherever they have the best races at the time.
You're still kind of a true outlaw, I guess, in that sense, then.
I guess so.
Well, back here when they ran the World of Outlaws race here at Port Royal, of course the aluminum motors were up front, just as we predicted they would be. Tonight, it's back to cast iron again.
Well, then the cast motors will be up front. Also, you can say that about the aluminum motor, but also the guys that have all the good stuff, they were up there too. You know, I mean that makes a difference also.
That's for sure. You give the top people, the same equipment, and the top people are going to generally do the winning. That's for sure. How about this theft situation that was you had down to shop? Did you get any leads on that at all yet?
No, that set me back quite a bit because I was trying to get pretty well organized to run with these big teams, and I finally thought I was getting there, and then somebody took care of that. And then last week somebody told me they broke in Charlie Hill's place. You know, I don't know.
That's a real shame. I know it doesn't happen often, thank goodness, but it does happen every now and then. When you're at the track here in the pits and during a show, it seems like none of the drivers or crew members ever complain much about that. It doesn't seem to happen that much at the track.
No, well, it don't happen at the racetrack. Once in a while it's happened. It's a deal when they know you're gone, and I think it's actually somebody's getting this and trying to sell it to speed shops or something. I think it's from the Baltimore, Washington area or something like that. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was unfortunate, that's for sure. Tonight, they got a little extra money on the line here. I suppose that's one of the reasons you're here. A lot of lap money on the line tonight.
Well, to tell you the truth, I ran out in Ohio and Indiana and Wisconsin with this All-Stars, and I didn't even know y'all were running. And I was at home. We were going to leave Tuesday to go back to Knoxville, but we had a lot of work to do, and then somebody told us they was running here, so it made it a lot easier to stay home.
In fact, I think I was in the office when you called. You were inquiring about the way they were going to start, the format for starting positions tonight. Did you find out how are they going to do it?
Yeah, they draw for the heats. You run the heats, and then they're going to draw two pills. Now they're either going to revert to 8th or 12th, but we'll see.
No, it's never a cakewalk, is it, Bob?
No.
Okay, we wish you luck here at Port Royal tonight in this HD Buzz Renninger race. Hopefully you have a good track surface tonight.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Standing here right now with Mike Jablonski, owner of the car that rolled into victory lane here last year for the HD Buzz Renninger Memorial Race. At that time, it was Mimi DeSantis at the helm. Tonight, you'll be doing the driving, right, Mike?
Yes, that's right. I'll be driving tonight.
We were talking here a minute ago, before we get into this interview, about the current situation with about a good quarter, I'd say a quarter of the race teams that are in central Pennsylvania are professional teams, or at least they're trying to be professional. They're doing it full time. And we kind of agreed on one point that maybe that's why the car counts are down a little bit, because a weekend warrior type racer can't hardly compete against a guy that's got 50, 60 hours a week in the car.
Right, I think the key to it is that you have to race a lot, 3-4 nights a week. You have to have a good sponsorship behind you. I think maintenance on a car, maintenance is a big thing too, right? And these guys are, you know, what we'd say professional racers, and they're going to beat the weekend warrior. And I think the car count, like we were saying before, is down because, you know, the average weekend warrior cannot compete. He's going to maybe make the race, and then he's going to fall out of the money to keep his car running on a weekly basis. So maybe one night you'll get 30 cars in the pits, the next night you might get 20 cars in the pits. And I think that professional racing, which racing should be, is hurting the little guy, you know, the weekend warrior type of racing. I feel that way.
I know Bobby Landis' situation pretty good. Now, Bobby was working at his family business, and he was earning a couple of $100s a week. Okay. Due to the fact that he couldn't put the hours in on his sprint car in preventative maintenance, it was costing him a couple $100s a week in different parts breaking, you know. Whereas now he's spending his entire week, 40, 50 hours a week on the race car, He says, I'm ahead because I'm saving $200-300 in preventative maintenance, which is more than I could make at work.
Right, and also with the preventative maintenance, he's not dropping out of races, so he's hanging in there, and he's finishing races, which puts a few more bucks in his pocket.
Right. The only difference is that he does have a sponsor this year, and that helps. So I think sponsors are more prone to get involved if they know that a driver is going to fully commit himself to the project.
I think you're right there too, because like a guy is not going to throw big bucks into sponsorship. If a guy's going to race one night a week or once every 2 weeks, he wants to see his car that he's sponsoring with his name on it. He wants to see it run as much as it can, so that he gets notoriety for his sponsorship money. I think that's the key right there to getting a big sponsor, than to have a guy down the street, a gas station or something like that, throwing a few bucks here and there to help the guy out.
Yeah, it certainly has changed form from what we saw a couple of years ago. Sprint car racing has probably come as far in the last couple of years as it has since maybe clean back in the 50s, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'd say so, and the money is exceptionally well here in central Pennsylvania, and if you got a good team and a good sponsor, and they're racing on a full-time basis, I think that a guy could make decent money. We've seen that with Weikert's and Wolfgang team, you know.
Yeah, you wouldn't quit a $600-700 a week job maybe, but a couple hundred a week, yeah, I'd have to consider it myself.
I think you're right. I think if you race 3 nights a week here and you have good maintenance, I think you could better that. If you were making $200 a week, I think you can better that. At least double it.
Okay, Mike, we want to wish you luck tonight in your own car here. Are you going to be doing the driving in this car the rest of the season?
Yes, I'll be doing all the racing and driving.
Okay, well then, I'm sure you got a lot of phone calls in the last couple of weeks about someone wanting to drive this car, because it's a very well-kept car.
Right.
It's a very competitive car, and hopefully you can come back here and pick up a second one tonight.
Well, I don't know about that, but we'll try hard.
Okay, Mike. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Standing here in the sprint car pit area right now is Sue Pontius, the daughter of HD Buzz Renninger, of course the man that we're having this race here for tonight at Port Royal. And Sue put a lot of work into this program, gathering up a lot of lap money and contingency prizes and what have you. And we saw Sue walking around, and we thought we'd stop and get a word with her. Sue, you have to be happy with the turnout tonight.
Oh, very pleased. More than 24 cars so far.
I think a lot of people were looking forward to this race, as they have for the last couple of years. This will be the 3rd annual, right?
Right.
Won by Doug Wolfgang, the first one, and Mimi DeSantis won, I believe, last year.
Right.
About the starting positions tonight, have you determined how that's going to be set up?
Well, they're going to the drivers draw the number when they come in to decide their heat position, and then they're going to invert the rows according to a number from an envelope that's going to be drawn by Smokey Snellbaker.
I see. Well, I think you can trust Smokey to draw the right number.
Oh, you can always trust Smoke.
The Super Sportsmen are on hand here tonight. I think that makes a real nice card, having 2 open-wheel divisions, such as the Super Sportsman, because if you're a sprint car fan, you have to like the Super Sportsman, right?
Right. It seems like the sportsmen, I like them better on the 3/8 mile, better than a half mile, because they don't get spread apart. But for just to have them now and then to see what they're like, I think it's a good deal.
They really get around this track fast. They don't look much different than a sprint car.
No, they really don't, but the guys really put on a good show.
Right now, the street stocks are on the speedway for their warm-up period. I think that's a wise decision, because they'll maybe pack the track down a little bit so that the higher horsepower cars don't dig it up when it's so soft.
Well, it also helps involve the local people right here at Port Royal Speedway again.
Well, one thing's for sure, I hate to take anything away from the people that are working on this track right now, but this track has never been as smooth as when your father used to take care of it.
Well, that's what they say.
Well, one thing, we all loved your father, that's for sure. I think he gave this racetrack more than maybe anybody else did, and it's nice that you were able to put this race together, and I know you put a lot of work into it, Sue.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Standing here right now with Johnny Murphy, the defending track champion down at the Silver Spring Speedway, right, John?
Yeah. Last year I won a track championship for the 5th time.
This will be your 2nd appearance here at Port Royal. You were here last year at the end of the season. This is a pretty fast racetrack for these type of cars, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of the few tracks where we get on where you just run the motor without lifting a lot. I finished 2nd here last time, but that's not the only time I was on here. I ran a sprint car here several years ago.
Yeah. do you basically run a Williams Grove gear at this track in one of these cars?
Well, close to it.
Real close.
Yeah, real close.
Well, we want to wish you luck in this Highlands Tire Center number 3 tonight. Pretty good field of cars on hand. This is a Strode's Point race too, right?
Oh yeah, it's Stroh's race. I don't know how many cars they got, but it looks about 20, 24, something like that.
Well, it's never a cakewalk, is it, John?
No, not around here.
Hey, well, wish you luck. And this Joey Coon's been going like a rocket here lately. You guys are going to have to come up with something, try and knock him off here tonight.
Yeah, he's going real well, but you know, you get hot and you get cold.
I noticed there's a lot of different people that win in this division. It's not very easily dominated.
No, that's because the cars are damn near the same speed, and you know, one night one guy will get hooked up just a little bit better than the rest of them.
Okay, well, again, we wish you luck here at Port Royal tonight, and when the smoke clears, maybe it'll be Johnny Murphy in the winner's circle.
Yeah, I'm working towards that.
Okay, good luck to you.
Thanks.
Standing here in the sprint car pits at the Williams Grove Speedway with last week's feature winner Bobby Landis picking up the first leg of the Twin 20s. Your first ever career win here at Williams Grove. Had to make you happy, Bob.
Yeah, it made us real happy. We run real good here last Friday night. I mean, everything went well, and it's a dream come true. You know, you can come to Williams Grove and just even run good, you know, so it really made us proud, really made us happy.
What's the forecast for tonight? It looks like some of the heavy hitters are out of town tonight. They're out at Ohio running with the All-Stars, but there's still a good field of cars here. There's always a good field here, right?
Yeah, it's always tough here at Williams Grove. You know, no matter who's here or who isn't here, you know, it's always tough to run good here. But there's good cars here tonight, and it should be a good show.
A lot of the general consensus is that everybody wins off the front these days in this 410 deal.
Well, I think what the deal is there is, you know, the competition is so tough and so keen. You know, the 410 motors help everybody, you know, and you just have to run off the front anymore. It seems that, you know, if you want to run good, and this is what we've been able to do, and we've been able to keep the car together, and you know, we got 3 wins to our credit, so we must be doing something right.
That's for sure. Well, we want to wish you luck here tonight at Williams Grove. You won't have 2 opportunities. It's just a one-shot deal tonight, so we wish you the best.
Well, thanks, Johnny. We're going to give her our best shot. Thanks.
Okay, good luck to you tonight and up at Port Royal tomorrow night.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
You bet. Standing here now with Mel Kenyon, a former 7-time USAC midget champion here at Williams Grove tonight. Mel, you've had to put a lot of laps on this old speedway here in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania.
Yes, we were here for the last 2 years, and 3 years actually. And we were very fortunate to finish second 2 years ago and won the thing last year. So we're very, very pleased with our effort here. And we hope to do the same thing again tonight.
Is there a kind of a mystique about winning at Williams Grove? Is it a track that you mark down as being a place that you want to really win at more than maybe some other track?
Well, it's a very famous racetrack, and that makes a big difference. And surely we'd like to win here because of its reputation.
Well, we're certain that you're going to put on a great show for the fans tonight. They have an overflowing crowd here tonight at Williams Grove, and I think the midgets had a lot to do with that.
Well, that's fantastic that they come out for racing in general, but we hope we had some effort in that, and we hope we can put on a super good show for them.
I talked to some sprint car people down here farther in the pit area. They said, well, gee, they must have scheduled a midget race and invited a few sprint cars over.
Yeah, I think we got 44 midgets and 35 sprint cars.
It's a good field. Good luck tonight, Mel.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
You bet. Standing here at the Williams Grove Speedway with Rich Vogler, the reigning USAC midget champion, the #1, very symbolic of that championship last year, Rich. You must like being here at Williams Grove. This is a very famous racetrack, one I'm sure you'd like to win at.
I haven't won here yet, but last year we were running really well and we had a Nerf bar break off the race car, but hopefully this year we'll change that.
I was talking to your car sponsor here a little bit early. He said you run something over 100 races on the USAC Midget Trail alone. It really has to keep you busy.
It does. I run 4 or 5 times a week.
Well, it's getting a little noisy right now. I know you're busy. We'll let you go. We wish you luck tonight.
Thank you.
So how about an official welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for Mel Kenyon? Mel, congratulations. A long night. You seem to do your very best here at Williams Grove Speedway. You were absolutely flawless again. And I'll tell you what, the 110 career victories you have certainly showed up here tonight.
Thanks very much. We prayed for the help from the Lord tonight. He kept us all safe. And it's His will that we won tonight and kept me out in front. That's great. Praise God.
Well, Mel, I'll tell you what, you put a lot of miles on. I know going with USAC, your career has just been absolutely stunning. And I would say that a man of your stature coming into central Pennsylvania gives these people a little charge up here. Now, it's been a long night. That happens when you have a lot of race cars. But just for me standing by somebody of your stature makes me feel terrific. And you are everything that you're built up to be, believe me.
Thanks very much. But again, if it wasn't for the Lord, I wouldn't be much of anything. You know, I got burned here in Langhorne 22 years ago, and I haven't got any fingers on one hand. But with the Lord's help, we've done more with a hand and a half than most people have been able to do with two good hands. Praise God.
Well, Mel, I'm certainly happy that your career has turned out the way it has been. Believe me, you're awful good for the sport of automobile racing, and I'm sure USAC, I know, thinks an awful lot of you. I guess you're traveling from here to New York State.
Yes, we're going to Binghamton. That's our next race tomorrow night. And, you know, when I get to be 70 years old, maybe I'll think about quitting.
Well, I tell you what, you don't have to think about quitting now. You seem to be in your prime right now when a lot of guys are on a rocking chair. You did a super job here tonight, and I think these people, despite the fact that it's a late hour, appreciated what you and USAC brought here to Williams Grove.
I do like to thank everybody that came out tonight. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. Without you folks, we would be out of luck. I know this is a long night for you, and it's always a long night for us. But I'd like to wish you all God's blessings and come back again. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mel Kenyon. And Mel, thank you. Very nice interview. I appreciate talking to you very much. Good luck to you. Good luck. Did Bobby Weaver show up yet? Oh. The fireworks take off. How about a big round of applause for Bobby Weaver? Bobby, we appreciate the fact that you cooperated with us and headed back to the pit area. I guess you knew things were running a little bit late tonight.
Yeah, you know, that suits me anyhow.
I kind of told the people you were a little bit bashful and didn't like interviews to start with, so I didn't think that would affect you too much. Bobby, the 16 seemed to really be flying the way you wanted it to tonight.
Yeah, we made a little change here about 2 weeks ago and got everything straightened out, and we're working good right now.
Looked like when you went into the first turn down here, you could really dump that thing in low, and it seemed to stick there for you.
Yeah, it worked good low or high. I was fast or high, but it worked good enough low to, to win the race.
Bobby, a quick question here. How in the world do you master so many different cars? You run a limited late model at Susquehanna, sprint cars all over the place, and you win small block modified features. How in the world can you handle all that and do it the way you do?
Well, I don't know if you would say I got them mastered, but I run a lot of them.
Well, I'll tell you what, you seem to tame them, too. Whatever there is to run, I know you run for everything it's worth. Bobby, I have a feeling that, this first win here might break the jinx for you. You'll come back and get some more.
Oh, I think so.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Weaver, his first career sprint win here at Williams Grove this year. Thanks, Bobby. Now, Phil.